Grayce,
Eric.
do that fancy song and a dance intro you were telling me you wanted to try out.
Oh, well, we had a lot of practices over the weekend, and it's not there yet. I'm not ready.
Oh,
I'm not ready. Costumes haven't come in yet.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, maybe next week.
To say I'm disappointed would be an understatement.
I mean, when are you not, though? I think, like, you have resting disappointment face.
Whoa, RDF.
RDF.
I
Resting
like
disappointment face. That's your face.
Huh. I think they can trademark that one. That's good to know.
Hey, how was your weekend?
My weekend was a weekend. It's much better than the weekdays. I like my weekends. I hate my weekdays. Here we are on the first weekday of the week, so I'm super RDF.
Yeah.
Why you gotta change that? And now it's the start of the show, and I don't know how to change it. It's been 145 shows. I can't do it while we're live. It's not fair.
Life isn't fair.
My weekend was fine. I mean, I hunted a little bit Saturday. It's the last weekend of deer season.
Yep.
And then I ran long run on Sunday. I'm still a flat Freddy. Still trying to get long mile legs under me. Mm-hmm. But yeah, pretty. I mean, it's flipping cold up here, Grayce, and it won't go away. And it's beyond cold. It's like frigid.
Yeah, dumb. It is. It is dumb.
How about you? How you had another race thing, right?
Yeah. This one is, so Saturday was the Dowstown Wildcat 10K, which I've been race directing for a while. This was my 8th year, and it felt like the smoothest year yet. And so that was really good. It was a really, really good race. And then Sunday, I wanted to run Big Woods, which ended up getting canceled. And some people still went who were local, but the roads were in pretty rough shape. And so decided to stay local on Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was good.
Good. You want to start this show?
Yeah, let's do it.
How come you never say no?
Oh, no.
Oh, we're going to do it anyway. Dude, I don't know if you realize this.
Dude, what?
This is big. Like in podcast world, what I'm about to tell you is big.
Whoa.
All right?
Okay.
Hold on to your seat. You know who Santa is, right?
I know who Santa is. I mean, we're not like BFFs. I'm not at that level.
Oh, you know who he is.
Yeah. We've met.
Yeah. Well, tonight, believe it or not, we have on one of his little elves.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
That's exciting. That's exciting.
Yeah, so everybody will get to see her. It's a girl. It's a woman. And it's exciting though. It's one of his little helpers for sure. So let's start this show.
It's not one of Santa's elves, I'm going to be very disappointed.
I mean, I think you'll agree. It's got to be. Okay. It's just, yeah. I mean, we'll see.
Okay.
All right, ready? Grayce, our guest tonight may be tiny and look like she's just learning how to drive, but she has one gigantic heart and a smile to match. Let's learn what makes her feel alive on episode 145.
I'm Eric, Idiot Runner Kosek.
And I'm Grayce, Hot Pants Langheim. Eric is all business in the front of the pack, and I am all about the party in the back.
That's right, business up front and party in the back. Together, we are the Running Mullet.
And we are going to talk about every aspect of running, the podium to the DNF and everything in between.
If you are a runner, this show is for you. Now sit back, get out your foam roller, and enjoy the party.
All right, enough small talk. I don't want even small talk with you anymore. I'm over it. I'm tired. I tire of it. I'm tired of it already.
You know what I tire of? Cliches. I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay.
Yeah, that's over my head.
Words are tough. You know who's good at words? Marissa Kovach,
Let's bring
who's
her
with
on
us tonight.
like that.
Bam.
Marissa Kovach is on again. I don't know how many times she's been on. It doesn't matter, but
You almost lost me after that elf comment, though. I almost left.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Good
I
call.
offended you. My apologies. I was just joking.
No, I know. I have a sense of humor, too.
I actually didn't catch it at first, and then I was like, oh.
Wow.
It's a height. Oh, okay, got it.
She's
I love
cute.
your Alana Mayer lipstick. I think it's awesome.
Thank you.
Which I think you do the red lipstick.
I do.
Before she did, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for a few years now, like before
Yeah.
COVID, because I remember when the mask thing happened, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
shit. Like, I can't wear lipstick.
Yeah. I love it. I think it's amazing. And I love that Alana Mayer started doing it because I think it's just Alana Mayer.
Yeah.
I'll send you some videos. She's a super amazing athlete. And she's a rugby player. Olympic rugby.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, and she wears bright red lipstick like while she is running over 5 people, you know.
Yeah.
Which I think is awesome.
How does it stay? Like, if I wore this to race in, it would be like by the end of the day.
I know some people who wear makeup while they run and they look amazing.
Yeah, I can't do that.
It's a cool mix up. I like, more power to them. I think it's great.
Can we please stop talking about lipstick and makeup?
Don't be jealous. We'll fix you up with some. Maybe Santa will bring you some lipstick.
All right, listen. She's got a devil dog hoodie on and a Tame the Tower hat, which I was lucky enough to get gifted, even though I didn't participate. I really shouldn't be wearing it, but I did for this show because I like it and I love it, and I appreciate you giving me one. Yeah. But we have Marissa on to talk a lot more than just lipstick and makeup. Yeah. Right?
I hope so.
I'll keep going then.
Yeah,
so, please do. What I know about lipstick and makeup. You guys just heard it. I don't know anymore.
So Marissa ran Devil Dog 100 miler, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, about a week and a half ago. It was not this past weekend, but the weekend prior to.
Yeah, she ran the 100 miler down there in Virginia, right?
Yeah, correct. Right outside Quantico.
Yeah, and she finished as the overall female, which we want to talk about. Yeah. She won, and she also went down with no pacers, no crew, and unsupported, correct?
That's correct.
That's amazing. That's awesome. So I want to dig into all that. And she also is race director of Tame the Tower. Is it Tame the Tower Trail Challenge or just Tame the Tower?
Tame the Tower Trail Challenge. And I'm co-director. I have my good friend Nikki, my little doppelganger out here in Mount Gretna. Everybody kept calling us sisters on Saturday, and I was like, nope, but okay. So she's my co-director. She's the boss, really.
That happened this past Saturday. This is the second annual running of it, right? Second.
Correct.
Yeah.
Second.
So we want to hear all about how that went and what it was like compared to last year and all the good stuff, basically. And then we're going to cover, because it was a Facebook question, I do want to cover a little bit your opinions on, I hate comparing.
One thing at a time. One thing at a time.
I'm just doing an overview, Grace. I'm giving the people.
We don't need a table of contents.
Maybe they want to hear the one thing and not the rest.
Let's hear about
Tame the Tower. Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. No, no.
It's impossible to be a guest. You're so gracious.
And then so anyway, so forth and so on. We're gonna end.
Keep going with your long intro.
With comparing Devil Dog to other races.
Are you done?
And then Grace will sigh, and then we'll continue on with the show. So, whatever. So, anyway, thanks for being on.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate you.
You had a very busy, amazing month so far. Tell us about Devil Dog. This isn't your first time running it, right?
No, I went down 2 years ago in 2023. Same thing, no pacer, no crew. I knew the course was, I'm a participant guide reader. I read through it cover to cover, especially when I'm going solo, because I need to know how to pack drop bags. And for winter racing, that's especially important. So I went down in 2023, not really knowing what I was getting into, just having had read through the participant guide. I didn't really ask around. I typically don't do that. I like to kind of just be hit in the face, and then I learn, and then I go down and I run it again. That's kind of my style. I'm a serial racer. So it was a good experience that year. Kip was down there, and that was great to see him. And that was the same year that Ken was down. John was down. There was a small group of idiot runners down there that I didn't know that well at the time. But it was amazing because their crew kind of embraced me as one of their own. So every time I was coming through, there would be hot hands ready for me or mittens or something. Somebody was there, a familiar face. So that was great about that year. But it did rain that year, which made it freaking miserable. I mean, it rained like cold rain is the worst, you guys know, and it rained for like 9 hours. I was freaking freezing. So I think that year I finished in 27, just over 27 hours. And I knew right away I had to go back to see. I just knew I had more in me. What I didn't know was what the next 2 years what would happen in the next 2 years to make going back different. And I've grown a lot. As both an athlete and a person. So going back this year, I really had my mind made up that I wanted to go sub 24. That was my A and only goal. And I accomplished that. So,
Yay.
But yeah, 2023 was just cold. I just remember being freaking freezing. I don't know why I wanted to go back, but I did. The race directors are great. They're all veterans of one branch of the military or another, and they really embraced me as well. The community down there is the same. I mean, it's trail running. When do you not? I mean, it's very rare that you hear somebody speak ill of a trail running volunteers in any capacity at all. So they were all wonderful, and that made me want to go back even more.
Yeah, I bet they were so excited to have a Marine come back and do so well. I'm sure, I know they're excited to have anybody participate and any Marine participate, but man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they all remembered me, which is great. And seeing them coming, because it's a loops course. So the first loop is like 23 miles. They send you on this extra little doodly loop on the far end, and then you finish it. And then the consecutive loops after that, the 4 consecutive loops after that are all about 19. And every time I would come into the main, like headquarters, aid station, the main RD was there cheering me on every single loop. So that was great. That made me feel very welcome.
Oh, they're great.
So how did tell us about how your race went? Like you won, which is amazing, but were you in the lead for most of the race or no? Or when did it change? All the good stuff.
Well, it wasn't my goal to do that. And I knew I was in the lead, and I did lead wire to wire. I led from the very beginning, but I didn't want to get caught up on that because I've done that before, only to cross the finish line and somebody hands me a second place trophy, and I'm like, oh, for a second you're like caught off guard, and then it dawns on you that a finish at 100 miles is a win, right? But it takes that 1 second for you to be like, oh shit, like I totally thought I was out front. I mean, I didn't want to put myself in that position again this year. So again, my main goal was sub 24. I wanted that for a while. I think, Eric, you knew that. And I didn't know if this course was going to benefit me in that aspect. It's definitely not a strength of mine. Running, this course is runnable. Like the whole loop is runnable. Like there is no part on that loop that you need to stop and walk. There are no climbs. It's just rolling hills. There's a small like technical section. I use that very loosely.
It's like 2 rocks.
Right. So it was like a high boulder. So like towards the end, to get my leg to go up onto the high boulder was a little taxing. But other than that, it wasn't out of the ordinary for me. And that's the kind of stuff I live for. That's the kind of stuff that really gets my heart pumping. I love that. Like I love a good climb that really just makes me want to throw up at the top. And of course, I love to bomb a good downhill. It's my favorite thing to do. So there was none of that, and I knew that going in. So I think it was that challenge of, okay, this is not your strength, but that made me want to do it even more. That made me want to see what I had in me even more because it was not what I was strong at. I think after Rabid Raccoon and I came in 24, 30 something, that gave me a little boost of confidence to kind of say, okay, you're this
Yeah.
close. You can do 100 miles no matter what. Now it's just a matter of seeing if you can do it in that time. Um, the other thing with trying to make that goal, achieve that goal, was I knew I had to focus on pace, which I don't typically do. I don't stay focused on my watch at all. Um, and I kind of made my own little on the aid station chart. I knew when I had to come into each aid station, and I was behind in the beginning, but I was still ahead of what I needed to be. So I kept that in the back of my brain until like the last loop, and I was like, oh, screw this, just running. Um, so yeah, my main goal was just that sub 24. Not paying very little attention to the fact that I was in the lead. Actually, when I finished, nobody was like, oh, first female. Like, no, we didn't know. I just kept, I remember running up through the chute asking, did I do it? Did I do it? And they were like, yes, with 3 minutes to go or whatever. And then after that small celebration, I walked away, and then the RD came running back over with the little trophy and said, by the way, like, you totally just won. And I was like, no shit, like, really? So that was just the icing on top, because for many years up until now, I've been on this trend of always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And it doesn't bother me, but to be able to do two things at once, like to hit those two goals in one race, was just it really made me happy inside, and I was really proud of myself. So
You should
Yeah,
be
it's
proud
incredible.
of yourself. That's a great story. Congratulations. A great race to do it at. I went down and paced Callie when she did her first 100K. She did the Double Dog 100K. So I got to do one full loop. And man, it's just a great crowd. And I would go back again and again. They have a pretty cool thing going. Even though, like you said, it's very runnable. Sometimes those courses can get boring if they're too runnable, I think.
yeah.
But this one didn't.
I was really focused. I was surprisingly focused. I think that made all the difference. I wasn't about to let that goal get away from me this time. And I went down there knowing that, and I left knowing it. And that was great. I will say this of that course, which is, it was so funny because leading up, I didn't know if I was going to wear pants or shorts. And I put a thing on Idiot Runner Group. I asked for advice because I really was looking for experienced advice, which I should wear. And I think in the back of my head, I was like, I'm probably just going to wear shorts anyway. But I wanted to hear what everybody else had to say. And somebody made the comment. Oh, Brooke made the comment of, it can get cold down by the creek. And I was like, there's a creek? Like, I didn't even know there was a creek. Now, there's bridges. This whole course is bridges. Like, you run for like 300 yards and then you cross a bridge, and then you run another 300 yards and then you cross another bridge. And that just blew my mind away because Pennsylvania doesn't believe in bridges, I guess. But I didn't put two and two together that having the bridges there was because we kept crossing back and forth over the creek. But and it was beautiful because they had gotten a small bit of snow that Friday before.
Aww.
So it was gorgeous Saturday morning. That was amazing to go out and experience nature like that. It was silent and still, just the way I like it. So
that's great. Yeah, there's quite a few people who they do really great at that race until it hits overnight, and it gets really cold really quickly, and I've seen a lot of people have to drop out for that. So in the chat, Kaylee Frederick asks, what exactly did we eat and drink?
Yeah, what was your fueling strategy?
I don't usually have one of those either. I mean, I knew I kind of listened to what my stomach wants. I know what I need to put in me to keep fueling myself. I ate a lot of M&Ms. I knew I needed to keep sugar in me, grilled cheese, quesadillas. I would grab one solid food every time I went through aid. So whether that was just like a quarter of a quesadilla, half a grilled cheese, whatever it was. I think at one point I had like an oatmeal bar or oatmeal ball. And I was able to, my stomach was fine the whole day. I was able to keep everything down, gave me no issues. Drinking wise, here's the one thing about winter races that I am now realizing. I stopped to pee 8,000 times. I must have stopped to pee 5 times each loop, because what you're putting in, you're not excreting. You're not getting rid of it because you're not sweating. So that was a big time cruncher, having to stop to pee, especially in the middle of the freaking night when I had to like flop my mittens off, take my pants down, squat, and then put them back on, and then get everything ready to go again. That just ate up a lot of time. But eating, it was. I don't do gels, so I didn't have any gels. Just gummies, which were frozen, so I would kind of let them melt in my mouth. I would pop a few in my mouth and then take off, and they would kind of soften. Gummies, M&Ms, grilled cheese, quesadillas, and then drinking. I drink Pedialyte and liquid IV and regular water and Coke. That's it.
Fun fact: you can warm things.
That's my strategy.
You can warm things in your chest, just so you know.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, squirrel's nut butter. Like when your squirrel's nut butter starts to get hard because of the cold, you just like put it right into your sports bra for like 15, 20 minutes, and that usually warms it up enough. You bring that out, and then boop, ready to go.
Pro tip right there, Grayce. Thanks.
That's right. You're welcome.
Or you can put it in your crotch for men, and you can have crotch nut butter.
Yeah, you can. Ours is it's just easy. Like
this is easy.
It's a second pocket for me. Like I put so much stuff in there. I think we all do. Okay. The Kaylee Frederick also said, were you super nervy the last lap, knowing how close you were getting to the sub 24-hour finish, or was it motivating, or what were your thoughts?
I wasn't nervous. I probably should have been, but the great John Johnson, I actually ran with him for a very short time before he sped off one year at Heiner, and he said to me, my best races have been when I've been the calmest. And that is advice that kind of I carry with me everywhere I go, from like a 7-miler to 100 miles. I take that with me. I don't typically get anxious if I go down prepared. I just kind of, once I'm on the trail, the nerves and the anxiety kind of just lift. So I knew, I was just so confident. I knew I could do it. I knew I was close, but I knew it was possible. And I knew there were ways to like, okay, this time when you stop to pee, don't take your mittens off. I mean, everything kind of, my brain was able to work logically, and it never got clouded with distractions. Because sometimes, when you're running into an aid station and you have in your mind, okay, I got to change, whatever you're going to do, change stops, get batteries. You list these things in your brain, and then you get there, and then it poops right out. Like that didn't happen this time. Like I had those things in my brain. And when I got into the aid station, I was able to calmly, but, effectively do what I needed to do to get back out. And I think I knew if I just kept that pattern, I would be okay.
That's hard to do when you don't have crew either, or pacers to remind you of those things.
Sometimes it's easier though, because you don't have distractions.
That's true.
And Eric, it was. And I was graced with the opportunity this past year to run with Rhoda a lot. And I was able to see how her and Ruth, she's so calm when she comes into aid. That Rhoda smoker, like she's just like, all right. She just like sits down and eats. And her and Ruth have this like pattern. Like they work it out. And there's no chaos and no anxiety, and nobody's yelling and nobody's screaming. It's just this smooth, thing that they've got going on. And I think I learned from that. So thank you, Rhoda, for that. But I was able to kind of copycat off that. And I kept that in the back of my brain when I was down there. Like, you need to stay calm. You need to figure out what you need. You need to get there. You need to do it. And then you need to get your ass out of there. Yeah. And I was able to accomplish that.
Yeah. Well, and it sounds like you've kind of picked up all these little pieces over the years, which I think is great. And it also speaks to, you know, some of these goals that we have in our heads. You don't have to achieve them in year one. You know, like you can have these longer term goals that sometimes take a little bit longer, and take all these little bits and pieces from things you experience and things that you learn from other people.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's all exposure and experience for me. I'm not getting faster. My body's not as good as it used to be, but mentally and what I've picked up over the years is so much more than that. And I'm able to capitalize on that. Like I don't know if that's unique or if that's what I need specific to me, but it's working.
Yeah.
I do have one story though that I want to say that I don't want to forget before we move on to anything else. I was alone for like 95% of this, and I knew that too, which doesn't bother me, but there was a point in the beginning I was running with it was maybe like the first section of the first loop. It was a gentleman, he was running the 100K. And he comes running up behind me, and he was behind me the whole time, so I never saw his face. And you know, you get to talking, and he asked you know, what I was running, and I said, "Oh, I'm running the 100 mile." And he goes, "Oh, well, I'm going to stick with you because you're going to keep me honest. Like, I'm running the 100K." And he's like, "Man," he's like, you look experienced." And I was like, "Well, this is my heart's in this. Like, this is what I love to do." And he asked, we just started talking about races, and he just moved back here from somewhere in Arizona. So he's a big West Coast runner. He's done all the big ones,
Nice.
Javelina and Run Rabbit Run, and the 100K that's really popular. Black Canyon, like all those big, popular, highly competitive West Coast races. He's like totally immersed in them, and he's a huge marathon runner. So we started talking about the Marine Corps marathon, which I just did, and he asked how I did, and I said, you know, I had the best freaking time. I said I went down there with my husband. I said that couldn't have, like, that just made my whole day. And I ran with some Marines I served with, you know, 10 years ago. I haven't seen them in a decade. I said I wouldn't have changed it. I had the best time. And he goes, "Yeah, but how did you do?" And so I knew he was getting at like what my time was. And I said, "Oh, you know, I was sub 4." That's what I said. And that's what it was. It was like 3:55 or something like that. I don't even remember. And he was like, "Whoa." He's like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "No." He's like, "There's no way." He's like, "I don't understand you trail runners that are like that can't run a marathon well, but you get out here." I know, Grayce, I know. And I was like, geez, I don't like even know how to respond to that. So he keeps going on and on about this. Like, he's like, it just doesn't make sense to me. He's like, and then he said, "To me, there's no difference." He said, "To me, there's no difference. Road running and trail running, they're one and the same." And then he kept talking about like how poorly he performed at Javelina in terms of like the competitive field and everything. And then he asked about the competitive field of where I'm from. And he's like, what's the feel like up there in Pennsylvania?" And I was like, I don't know. The field is my family. Like, I don't, and honest to God, like it didn't used to be that way, but it's morphed into that where I don't see these other women as competition anymore. They are my motivators. Like, they helped build who I am today. I don't see them as competition. And I was getting emotional because I was trying to get this point across to him, and he just wasn't getting it. He was just like, "Oh, 3:55 marathon." And I was like, yeah. I was like, go figure. I don't so what, you know? But it really hit hard that what we have here is so dang unique. Like, it doesn't exist anywhere else. It doesn't. And I know I'm biased, right? But I just think if you talk to trail runners anywhere else, West Coast, East Coast, it nothing will ever compare. There's nothing like it. And and talking with this gentleman, nothing against him. He was fine, nice guy.
Yeah.
I just left feeling so lucky. Like, just when we parted ways, then I just felt so grateful to be a part of this, because this is family. There is not one point where I ever look at these women next to me and say, that's my competition. And I don't think that exists anywhere else. So I just wanted to make sure I told that story.
That's a great story. It is like that. It is like family. And I think another thing that makes it unique is you know, how long have you been trail running in Pennsylvania at that, you know, at that ultra level and everything?
It's 2021. was when we kind of shifted from road running to trails.
Yeah, which is only 4 years ago. And I think that's another thing that we have going for us is you could start trail running literally this year, and by next year you will be part of the family. You know, it's not like you have to pay your dues or spend. You got to spend 5 years, or you got to get to the podium first. Like there's not a test. There's not like you're in. Everybody's in. Even him, he's in. We're all part of this, and it is really cool. I'm so glad that you're a part of it, Marissa, and that you welcome so many people into what we have going here. Also, I will never run a sub 4 marathon, so good job.
Or probably a sub 24-hour 100-mile race.
Fair.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I guess it's just people not really thinking through what they're saying. I think I don't know. Anyway, we can move on from that.
Right.
Are we good with Devil Dog? You want to move on to Tame the Tower weekend?
We should answer Jesse's question if he's listening. Jesse's Facebook question.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm probably not the best person to answer this. What Kip said was incredibly accurate. So I don't know if you guys read his comment, but he compared Devil Dog to riding the merry-go-round at Knoebels by sitting on the old people bench. And Eastern States is like the super duper looper with no seatbelt, and so accurate.
Yeah. And so to preface this, Jesse asked, he just ran Devil Dog 100.
He won it, didn't he?
Oh,
I think he won.
I didn't look.
I'm pretty sure he won. Like the whole thing.
Oh,
awesome.
The whole thing.
Good job, Jesse. So he has his sights set on Eastern States 100 miler next year and wanted to know what the differences were, which is a very fair question to ask. And you have run both of those, Marissa, and you're a great person to answer that question.
Well, I mean, my Eastern States sits so heavy in my heart. I love that race, and it's familiar faces. It's even if I were to do it alone, you're never alone. That's just not the way that race works. So it's obviously a different feel in that regard. Now talking about the terrain, it's completely uncomparable. I mean, it's Eastern States takes you down the toughest downhills into the bottomless pits of hell. I'm not even kidding. And then takes you right back up, and then you go right back down. I mean, it's just this continuous evolution of beautiful trails, but man, are they intimidating and punishing, and they will humble you.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying now Devil Dog humbles me in a different way, because that you have to dig deep for that. Okay, well, if I can technically run this the whole way, then I should be running this the whole way. And that's incredibly difficult for me. So I do think it's subjective on who you are as a runner. But I will say I've never completed anything as challenging as Eastern States. And all the 100 milers I've ever done, Eastern States challenges me the most in every regard. So it's hard to compare them. Jesse, work on your downhills.
Not worth comparing. It's I don't think you would get anywhere trying to compare. Some races you can compare, even though I don't like comparing any races. They're similar in numbers and all that stuff. But these two, you're gonna get yourself caught up in a lie if you try to compare them at all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never done Devil Dog. I'm only going by numbers. And I have done Eastern States, but it's yeah, I mean, the dude's good. He says his name's Jesse. Hopefully he's watching.
Yeah.
If he won Devil Dog, he'll do just fine at Eastern States.
Yeah.
But to prepare him by being comparative, it's a completely different beast, period.
They're like different worlds, Eric. You're totally right. Exactly. It's not even the same world. It's like Stranger Things. It's like the upside down.
Yeah. It for sure is. And I think there are some other things that are unique about it. Like with Devil Dog, because it's a loop, you're always around people, and you can end up in Eastern states you can end up around people the whole time, kind of depending on where you're at, or you can end up in this gap where you don't see anybody for 2 hours, in between aid stations. So I think that's another thing that's unique about Eastern states. Devil Dog, you're just surrounded by people all the time, and the aid stations are pretty close.
Yeah.
But Eastern states, you are in the middle of nowhere, and you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere.
That's the beauty of it, though. That's
Yes.
the hidden beauty of that race.
Yes, it is. But to your point, it's just different. And to be prepared for that. Like, I think mentally, if you're prepared, like, I might spend a lot of hours in my own thoughts and be ready to learn more about yourself out there.
On a positive note, though, Jesse, if you're listening, once you finish 100 miles, you get to carry that with you forever. Like, that's yours. You've done it. 100 miles, you've done it. Now going into Eastern states, you know that you can cover that distance. Now, prepping for it is going to be different. Exposure to those trails is paramount. Get your ass up north as often as you can, because that will help in every aspect. But as I said, you can finish 100 miles. You got that in the bag now. You have to remember that when you're out there.
Yep. Good. Well, great job. That's pretty amazing. That's your first 100 win, right?
Yes, it is.
Cool. I'm sure there'll be many more.
Thanks, Eric.
Oh, come on. No matter what you say, there's a little fire in that tiny body of yours that just got a little bigger.
There's nothing on the schedule right now, and that feels great. Well, no, not till August, but that's a long way away. So I'm good. I'm good with that right now.
Yep. All right. So you ran that, you came home, you had a week to semi-recover, and during that week you had to prepare for co-RDing Tame the Tower.
Yes.
10 miler, and what is 10 and 6 miles?
10 and 5.
10 and 5, sorry. 10 and 5 mile option that happened Saturday. How'd it go?
Oh, it was great. It far exceeded what I expected. This is our second year. Last year we raised over $10,000, and all of the money goes right back into the park. We don't profit off this at all. So we're the park's the greatest fundraiser, and the board there really appreciates that. So that's huge, being able to give back to Mount Gretna. And I mean, that's where I live. This is my home. And that mountain, I've spent more hours on that mountain than probably anybody. So, or except Trevor, he spent a lot of hours up there too. But I've spent a whole bunch of time on that mountain. So for me to give back to it in this regard means everything. We closed registration this year on last Monday. And when we closed, we were at 289, which was a little short of where we were last year. So we weren't sure what was going to happen, because I knew we were going to have some same day registrations, but I did not know we were going to have as many as we did. So we ended up with a total of 339 racers, I think. So, which was incredible. Nice. It's about what we had last year. And we haven't had a meeting yet to crunch the numbers financially. But I have hopes that we exceeded our goal and we outdid what we did last year. It was the weather was perfect. I mean, the trails, last year we had an arrow turn at a very crucial intersection, and we don't know if it was a hiker. It wasn't a hunter, because you can't hunt on park grounds, but we think it was a biker. We don't know what it was, but something turned an arrow, and it was like hanging off the stake. So at a crucial section, the front of the pack got really mixed up, and it broke my heart, because my responsibility is the hats. You're welcome. It's a nice hat, right? My responsibility is the hats, the course, and the aid station food. Those are my 3 major responsibilities. And I send out emails. I kind of track ultra sign up as well. But the course is like my baby. Like, I built the course. Eric, you named the course.
I know, it's great.
You're the first one to realize it looked like a T-Rex. So I built the courses, and it's my responsibility to make sure they're maintained and answer questions about them when they come in. So I flagged the course the day before last year, and when I found out that the arrow got turned, I was devastated. So to not let that happen again this year, I was like, well, I'm going to proof it. I'm going to wake up at 4:00 and I'm going to go proof the course. And I did. And it was slow, but I did it. And it looked great. When I was done proofing it, I finished at like 6:30. Trevor came out with me. Thank you, Trevor, if you're listening. It was slow for him. So thank you. The course looked great. I mean, there were a few spots you had to be cautious on, but it wasn't that bad. So we just reiterated, we sent out emails saying if you have spikes and you're a little cautious, wear spikes, but they're not necessary. So turns out nobody really, I think a lot of 5-milers wore them. But we had no major injuries. We had a course record this year for both male and female, which was incredible. Huge showing. Everybody that crossed the finish line told me how much they appreciated it. Because our mountain, a lot of people just kind of go up and over the main fire road, and they don't know about all the other incredible trails that sit back there. So my goal was to get people out on those so that they can come back out on their own, at any time of the year and be like, oh yeah, I've been here before. And I definitely think I succeeded in that. So to hear people come up to us after the race and say that course was amazing, just completely made my day. That was great. So yeah, we had enough swag bags, enough hats this year. Last year we ran out of hats. So we made sure we didn't, make that same mistake this year. Our volunteers were amazing. It was cold, so they braved the cold, and we had people up there running around in T-Rex suits. And my co-director, her husband and her son are big bikers, so they were riding their bikes in their T-Rex suit. It's like the best thing.
Oh my gosh.
So everything went great. We had enough food, we had enough water. It was perfect. I couldn't have asked for a better turnout, a better day.
Yeah. You had great conditions. It's interesting. We had no snow on Saturday over here, but you had snow over there. Yeah. Completely dry roads.
Yeah. It wasn't much.
It's wild.
It wasn't,
but it made it pretty for the trails.
Yeah, it did. It did. And not treacherous to run on though, just pretty.
Yeah. So. Yeah. It was just enough to be pretty. And on the roads, I'd rather have dry roads and snowy trails. So it looked really great.
We only had a handful of no-shows, which surprised the crap out of me because I swore people were going to wake up and be like, oh shit, it's cold out. Like, no thanks.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen. We had a lot of local runners, but we had a huge group from up north, which completely, I mean, they don't know how much that means to me that they came all this way. It just that amount of support is overwhelming. So I hope we continue to see that as the years go on. And Mount Gretna is incredible. I mean, it's our mountain's only 300 feet high, but that just means you get to go up and down it more times. Like it's a trainable mountain. Trust me. And I love the ability now to share it.
Yeah. And it's just a very, very cool area. Mount Gretna and Lidditz and that whole area is a lot of fun. So I think a lot of people do wait and do race day registration because they're waiting to see how the weather turns out.
Yeah, they did. I'll take it. That's fine. Do it. Do it, guys. We're always gonna take same day. So
we will
not turn you away.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, those numbers. Those numbers for a second year event are really good.
Yeah. We're blown away. I mean, it's not a huge trail. There's a lot of mountain bikers in Mount Gretna. A lot of mountain bikers. Not that many. You see kind of the same faces out there running. It's not a big mix up of faces. But we had a lot of people from Lancaster area come in, and a few from York. So all the surrounding areas. A few from Philly, I think, came in, but and then the group from up north, Williamsport and such. So Buckhaven. Yeah.
Very cool. Who won it? You remember?
Oh, one of our local runners. His name is Kennedy. What's his first name? Not James.
Okay.
Something Kennedy. He's a local. He literally lives like down the street, and he's more of a biker than he is a runner. But I do know that he's taken a few of Trevor's crowns. So I'm pretty sure he took them all the other day.
Nice.
So, but he's a nice guy, young family. He did not run it last year. He was signed up, but he didn't run it. So this year he won it. And for the females, it was Katie Bixler who won. Yeah. So she's not far from here. I think she said about 50 minutes. And what a nice woman she is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cash prize win, by the way. Cash prize.
Nice.
So they both left with some gas money.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Now, what about the very important question, which is, what did you serve afterwards?
We stuck with soups, which went over great last year.
Nice.
So we had a tomato soup, a cabbage soup, and my mom, my beautiful mother, made pasta fagioli, so like an Italian hearty soup, and that went right away. So we had soups, and then we asked the locals to bake cookies or go out and buy cookies, and we give those out for free. Obviously, it's not like a bake sale. So
Yeah.
those all go. Literally, they were all gone. We're going to ask for more next year. We're going to need some more cookie donations. And then we just have things like fruits at the finish line, hot chocolate, that kind of stuff. But the main thing was the soups, which I think were almost all gone by the time the day was done.
Lovely. That does sound delicious.
I'm glad it went good for you.
Thanks, Eric. It was great.
Anything else, Grayce? I'm starting to yawn over here.
I know you are. I, of course, have so many questions, but I will wait.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to reserve them. I think that was a great recap. And we'll look out for registration next year, opening.
Yes. I don't know. I don't know. After the new year.
Yeah. Same.
Not anytime soon.
Yeah.
But everybody will know. I'll put it out there.
Okay. Good deal. We'll look for Tame the Tower next year. Congratulations on your win at Devil Dog. And what are you doing this weekend?
What am I doing this weekend? I think I'm wrapping Christmas presents.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going up. I took off work Wednesday because I'm going to come up and run with Adam and I think Cliff, maybe Sam, to celebrate his son. So I'm gonna go up and do that. I can't think of a better reason to make the drive and run than to celebrate life. So I'll be doing that Wednesday, and then this weekend's I'm still kind of intermittently recovering between all these things. Like I can feel it in my bones. So I think it'll be a slow weekend.
Yeah. Awesome. Eric, what are you doing this weekend?
This weekend I'm running. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That sounds lovely.
I don't know yet. I don't have anything planned. What about you?
Mason-Dixon shortest day.
Yay.
Yeah.
And the days start getting longer finally.
Mm-hmm. So we will celebrate. Me and Tom, we're going to run together. And we're going to do we did the short course last year, so we're going to do the long course this year. I'm super excited. It's going to be a fun
Where did I do that at, Grayce? Where is it?
It is part of the Mason-Dixon Trail. So there's 4 races. Well, it's on the York side of the Susquehanna.
Okay.
Like the trail goes from the Appalachian Trail all the way over to really far. It goes over to out Philly way. It's 200 miles. But on the York County piece of the trail, as it crosses over at Havre de Grace, Maryland. But on the York side, it's like on the cliff overlooking the Susquehanna River. So there's this big section that overlooks the Susquehanna. There's a 50K section that's got about 7,000 feet of gain. So it's just, and the hills down here are shorter, but they're just relentless. They're constantly up and down and they're really steep. So Mason-Dixon's shortest day is a 50K piece. Longest day is a 100K piece. And then there's the 2 equinox runs. So Mason-Dixon's shortest day, the goal is to complete that piece between sunrise and sunset.
Okay.
It's going to take me longer. So we're going to start early. But most runners will try to achieve that section between sunrise and sunset. And it's fat ass. So there's, you bring a snack and it's a fun little challenge throughout the year.
We'll have fun. Hopefully I think it looks like good weather.
Yeah.
That last.
Those trails get that section. There's a section called the 4 Bitches. It just takes forever. It's a 9-mile section that is leaf covered in the fall. And then you put snow on top of it. And it's going to take a long time, but that's okay. I have plenty of snacks.
Good.
Grayce,
Yeah.
this secret, before we get sent off here, the Secret
Yeah.
Santa.
Yeah.
Are people supposed to know who their Secret Santa is when they get their gift?
It's up to them. They can. They don't have
That's
to.
not a Secret Santa anymore. There's
Okay.
nothing secret about knowing that who the Secret Santa was.
What would you like to call it? Where sometimes you know and sometimes you don't. You
the
think of
unknown
what that
Secret Santa forever. How about that?
I'm not changing the rules, but I will change the name.
I can actually change the rules.
Year.
I actually change the name. The unknown Secret Santa forever. So basically, you receive a gift in the mail. It could be from Marissa, Santa's little helper, or it could be from you. It could be from me. No one will ever know, and you don't need to know. You just
that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to change rules. You get to know if you would like to tell the other person.
So basically, if you tell the other person, you just want to say, "Hey, guess what? That nice thing you got, that's for me."
Maybe. Here's the thing. What I have done most years is I really like to go see that person and surprise them. And if I can, we go for a little hike, a little run, something like that. I think that's fun.
No, see, a good surprise would be taking it to them while they're sleeping and like putting it under their pillow and breathing
is a great idea.
Just so they wake up enough to see your form as you breathe.
I can't wait to assign you to somebody next year.
Yeah, I'm going sniper mode. Nobody knows who I am. So if you happen to receive a thing in the mail that's like, oh, a gift, whatever, Merry Christmas. You don't know it's from me, so I'm not even saying Merry Christmas to anybody. But anyway, we can end the show now.
Yeah. Okay. So Secret Santa, we will be opening up presents.
Oh,
I
didn't put a return address on it. Sorry, I'm talking to myself over here.
Can I go now? Is that my turn?
Yeah. Finish this up, Grayce. Thanks, Marissa, for being on the show.
Hi, guys. Love
you. Thanks, Marissa. See ya.
Yep. See you guys.
So Monday, 7:30 live show. It will be our Christmas show. So we're going to have, is Santa coming?
Wait, this coming Monday?
Yeah.
I'll get him here. I know. I can talk to Marissa. I'm sure she has his number and address.
So Santa will be on the next episode. We will be opening presents. Who knows what else is going to happen? Usually it's a good time. So that's going to be next week's show. So make sure that you tune in live. Also, make sure that you like the show, share the show, rate the show, comment, write a review. That's all we want for Christmas. Those things.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Take us out, Grayce.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Bye.